Good morning, supporters and members of Enuani Cultural Forum. I'm so glad to have you on board this Monday morning. You'll be surprised how I am looking this way. Asị m ka m gbanwegonu uwe m na-asụ na-emebe live video. It's not every time that I'll be looking cultural because although the topic I'm going to discuss is about culture, it is important that once in a while too, I dress like a youth like you so that you will know that I am a youth, still way under 40. I am a young Igbo person who is way less than the age of 40. So I want to address my fellow youths. I want to talk to my fellow Igbo youths. There's something very important that I want us to discuss. So if you are a youth from Igbo land, please make sure you watch this video to the very end. It may benefit you. It may benefit someone close to you. It may save you years of regret and unnecessary expenses, shame, and disgrace. It may also benefit your loved one if it doesn't benefit you. If you have already been wise enough to take the steps that I'm going to reel out here, then it will benefit somebody close to you. Perhaps you already know what I'm even going to say. Then you can contribute your knowledge here so that we can all learn together. Welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum, where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. I am appealing to you to please, if you're just joining us, kindly double tap on this video to give it thumbs up. Now let us discuss. Something happened when I was around 9 to 10 years old. One of my cousins had returned from Lagos with the corpse of his wife to bury. With the corpse of his girlfriend, I should say, to bury, not his wife. He wasn't married to her. So the entire community was divided. How can we bury somebody we did not marry? So the first stage of what they did was to go and do funeral. When our people refer to Igbo land across the river Niger, they say, Ime Imani Igbo, Ime Igbo. That's how they describe the other side of Igbo land. They say, no Igbo, don't Ime Imani Igbo. That's inside of Igbo land. They don't exactly know the states. Most of these community people don't regard state. They just know Igbo land as one. So they say, Imi Imani Igbo, Kwesi Nosha, Kosibia. They don't know the state, but they know this. After the river Niger, you have to go far before you get to the lady's community. So the community gathered together and sent a delegation to the family of the young girl. First thing they did was to marry the girl. She was dead already. I think she died during childbirth. They married her completely. After the marriage, they now returned to my hometown and started the funeral process of the young woman. What I'm telling you so happened when I was just 10 years old. It was the first time I understood that Igbo culture is almost the same everywhere. Because they refer to the woman as a woman married from Imi Ima and Igbo. In my own community, if a woman dies that way, when she was not married, she will be married twice in death. Twice in death. If a woman dies in her boyfriend's house, she was not completely married, and she dies during childbirth or anything, the person who is the boy who she was cohabiting with will marry her twice. You marry her alive and marry her in death. That is 2 times. Now, if she wasn't dead, she is alive, and she gives birth for you when you are not married to her. When you come to marry her, you will kill 2 goats. We call it a wolo. You are using it to appease her family gods and deities for insulting the family by impregnating their daughter without getting married to her. And we don't accept bride price of a pregnant woman. These are laws that are enshrined in our tradition. If she is pregnant already, we can do all the ceremonies, but we will not collect the bride price because it is assumed you are marrying two people out. She is already pregnant with a child. Whether that child is a boy or a girl, we don't know. But we cannot collect two bride prices for one individual. Until she puts to bed, we can now collect her bride price. All these things are so because our culture promotes moral chastity and virginity before marriage. This is what the Igbo culture of my community promotes. In fact, there's a ceremony for deflowering after marriage is done. But that is not the aim of this video. Also, I want to point out that in my hometown, if a young girl who is married out goes to her husband's house, does not give birth to a child, and she dies, she will be returned to her father's house for burial, for interment. Listen again. If a young girl is married out and she goes to her husband's house, does not give birth to a child, and she dies, she will be returned to her father's house for interment. This is our culture. And we say that if not for a child, one has no need looking at another person's genitals. Why am I teaching all this? There's something that happened recently on social media. One of our Igbo brothers, I don't know which state he's from, but I can easily say it's Imo State. His name is Chidera Mado. If you know him, you can comment the states he hails from here. I've been seeing posts about him, concerning him, people dragging him on social media because his girlfriend, one Sunshine Thomas or Matu, died, and they are looking to bury the young girl. He doesn't know the hometown of the young girl per se. So first of all, the first thing he did was to come online to announce that the young girl is dead. He's her friend. The girl is his friend. He didn't even say girlfriend, not knowing that this is social media where people already know what you have been posting before now. He has been posting videos of the two saying, this is the love of my life, my ride or die, things like that. And then suddenly the girl dies and she turns to just your friend. She's no longer your girlfriend. He announced that the girl was sick, was hospitalized, diagnosed with having fibroids. She did the minor operation, and then before you know it, the operation was successful, and 2 days after, or 1 day after, the young girl died. And then he started soliciting for funds to give the young girl a befitting burial. So the thing has gotten the internet community divided, and people are beginning to to insult him, to even use extending it to Igbo. And I decided that it is time. I don't like gossip discussions. This is not even gossip. It is real. You can go to his social media handles. His name is Chidera Madu with a very enormous following on social media. He's a skit maker. Young man, Chidera, you have been cohabiting with this young girl who is somebody's daughter. He said he's from Akwa Ibom State. You have been cohabiting with this young girl for many years. You are not married to her. She has never revealed anything about her family status or things like that to you. You don't know her family background. You just saw a young girl in Lagos and you started cohabiting with her. You don't know her family. You don't know any members of her family. You don't even know her hometown. You don't know her father. You don't know her mother. For many years, and both of you are living together. And you didn't care. And then suddenly, nwata anwụnarị gị n'aka gị n'ụyọ gị. Isi na ebugara ya hospital, ụlọọgwụ ebugara ya bụ general hospital. So she didn't get adequate medical care. Nwata emechaa nwụọ. Itinyekwa akaụntụ gị na social media. Sị ha kwụnyere gị ego na ịchụ inye ya befitting burial. What kind of community are you from, Chidera Madu, that gives a person who died young a befitting burial? If somebody dies young, in my own Igbo community, we don't give befitting burial to somebody who died suddenly or who died young. If a person dies young, we even bury them close to the road so that their spirit doesn't return to the family again. It is an abomination for somebody to die young where I am from. We know death is inevitable, but it is an abomination. When somebody dies young, there's a cry, there's a silence in the community, and it is said that nobody older than that person participates in the funeral, even if they are family members or strangers or friends. Nobody older than a person participates in the funeral rites of that person. If, for instance, somebody like me passes on, it is people younger than me that will conduct the funeral. That is how strictly we ensure that people don't, because how then does this young boy want to give befitting burial and is soliciting for funds to a young girl who died suddenly, probably less than 35 years old or 30 sef, because the young boy is no more than 30 himself. And I am asking, and people are beginning to ask, which community is this boy from? Was he properly raised by Igbo parents? What does it cost you to transport yourself to Akwa Ibom State, where they said the young girl hails from? Find out where her family or community is. They tell you and you ask them, what can we do? If they insist that you married your daughter, you marry her because you were cohabiting with her. I'm still puzzled to see that such a young girl with that kind of flat tummy had that stage of fibroid and she died while operating it. So please, I am using this as a lesson to Ndi Igbo because that's an ebulozu onye ọzọ ọ dịka ebu osisi dị n'ọfịa. So when men fall, it is important to learn lesson than to cast aspersions. When men fall, we learn lesson. When men fall, we learn. We don't cast aspersions. This young man is in a quagmire, is in a state of confusion. Probably he doesn't even know it. He doesn't even know what is involved in somebody's life. And they are planning to bury the young girl, him and his friends in Lagos. You can do relationship in Lagos, Abuja, US, UK, Canada, wherever you want to. Pray. What the can na-ebu nwa si na na-ebu ashawo. You carry a young girl to your house, you pay her, she enters your house, and then suddenly she sleeps and she doesn't wake up. That is the day you will realize the enormity of the evil you are involved in. Ị na-ebu nwa. Nwa ahụ nwụnarị gị n'ụlọ be gị. Amụ ajụọ gị oyi. That is just how simple it is. So, for this young brother, Chidera Mado, I am sending this message to you. Anybody who knows you should share this message to you so that you can learn. This is a place where we promote the Igbo cultural heritage. Akwa Ibom State is not Igbo land, unless some parts of Akwa Ibom anyway. I don't know which exact community she hails from. Go to the young girl's family and ask them, what can we do? Stop calling them on phone. Stop posting them online. Stop disgracing them. Ask them, your daughter is no more. Please, what can we do? If they insist that you marry their daughter and you say, no, you're not going to marry their daughter, trust me, if it is my community, they have things to do to determine if you have been involved in sexual activities. If you have been, you are on your way to your grave. So, Bikono, when things like this happen, I like to use it because it's a practical example to teach other people. If you are a young boy from Igbo land and you are a young girl from Igbo land and you're doing Lagos relationship, tell that your boyfriend that you're cohabiting with, even if it is 3 bottles of Schnapp that he can afford, take him to your village. It is very important in case you're not doing this because you want to show off. And what is keeping a lot of people from doing this is because they say, I'm not ready, I don't have the finances. Nobody is saying you should go and do outright marriage, okay? What they are saying is this: save your head from calamity. Save yourself from trouble. Save yourself from trouble. Put a little resources together. Transport yourself with this young girl that you're cohabiting with to go and know her family. It is very, very important. You may not know the reason now. If there's a reason later, you will have saved yourself from stress. You will have saved yourself from curses and imprisonment, possibly. If there's a young girl you are cohabiting with, gwa nwata ahụ soro ya gawe agbụrụ amụrụ ya, gaa hụ nne na nna ya, jụọ ha ihe a na-eji ịlụ nwaanyị. If it is something you can afford, do it. If it's not something you can afford, start the process. Let it be that you are known there. Perhaps Chidera and this girl have been parading themselves on social media for like 2-3 years now, creating content together, and then suddenly she dies, and you cannot spare ₦1 million or ₦2 million to go and conduct proper funeral for her in her lineage. You want to bury her in Lagos because you met her in Lagos. Well, now she's dead. And those her friends who are from Akwa Ibom State, who are helping you to make phone calls and exposing that her brother is in prison, they are the most shameless set of people I've ever seen in this world. How do you even, every time you are looking beggarly on social media? So what is the essence of the content you have been creating? Are you not earning from the content you have been creating? Because those Facebook platforms are monetized. They are not like this YouTube where you're doing live video and you're not earning anything from it. So please, young Igbo people, learn from this. If you meet a girl in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, anywhere, don't just because some of people even do it in the university. When I was in the university, because I schooled in the Southeast, I schooled in Federal University of Technology, where a lot of my coursemates and level mates were cohabiting with girls in their houses. If something happens to a girl you are cohabiting with, where do you start from as a student? Is it the police that you're going to deal with or her family? Which one? Where do you start from to explain yourself? It is not a simple thing at all. So, I am appealing to our youths, boys and girls, especially boys, because Mbo Suru, I've never even heard much stories of boys dying when they are cohabiting. It is these girls that are prone to this because there are so many things that happen when a boy and a girl cohabits. So many. So it is mostly to the boys that I'm sending this message because you are the ones who will bear the brunt when it happens. I'm sending this message to boys to please, good morning, please take precaution. Save yourself from headache. You're cohabiting with a young girl, she gets pregnant, abort it, get pregnant, abort it, get pregnant, abort it. One of the abortions, she dies. And then you start saying she's dead now. How do we give her a befitting burial? You don't give befitting burial to somebody who died young. We don't do so. It's not part of Igbo culture. Somebody dies young, you mourn them vigorously. You don't go to their funeral and start eating rice and start making parties. It's not a party. It's not a celebration of life. So there's nothing like befitting burial there. So the money you are hoping to use for befitting burial, Chidera, use that money to go to Akwa Ibom State. Go and look for the parents of the girl you were cohabiting with, the love of your life, and bury her in her hometown. That is the most befitting thing for you to do. Not to do a ceremony where people will come and eat rice and take photographs and create content as you're doing. It's so shameless and greedy of you to do so to somebody in debt. I didn't want to get emotional. I want to drive down the truth and fact to our young Igbo people who are seeing this video, and as many people who will later watch the video. It is very important that you know this. If you are cohabiting with a girl, you are not married to her, you are at risk. A very big risk. I'm even saying it is risky for you to go out. No. It's in a boom. If at night, you will know yourself in the morning. You will realize yourself in the morning. You can't only 1 night or 2 nights. Now I'm talking of somebody who is cohabiting for a girl for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You have not gone to her family to say any word. They don't know you, you don't know them. This particular one is so shameless that he doesn't even know where the girl is from. He had to post it online for people to start directing him that the girl is from Akwa Ibom State, is from so hometown. It's the most shameful thing I've ever seen in my life. He couldn't even hide his own shame. Then he went further to tell us that the only surviving member of the girl's family is the brother and he's in prison. Something in an information we never knew before. What's our business with the girl's brother being in prison? Go to her hometown. Look for her immediate or extended family members. Ask them what will it take to bring your daughter back for a funeral. Then go to Akwa Ibom State where she hails from and give her a proper burial. That is the most befitting thing to do. And for you young boys and girls who think, we are Gen Z, life don't spoil, nothing they happen. It's our mothers that did that way. It's our fathers that did that way. Don't leave problem for people. Some of you are sick. Health-wise, you know you're not strong. Some of you have asthma. Some have sickle cell. Some have underlying sicknesses inside them. And you're cohabiting with a boy. Because, when something happens to you, what will this boy do? Some of them, their life will be ruined forever. And you, young boy, don't ruin your life. Don't ruin your life. If the girl you're cohabiting with dies suddenly and then investigation starts, investigation can take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You are still in detention. You'll be remanded validly because investigation is ongoing. When you're cohabiting with a girl, do well. Or him and the money you say, in a boy, you don't know when courtship can lead to marriage. So you don't just date any random girl or bring any random girl home. If it's somebody you feel that your courtship with them can lead to marriage, kindly take the step. Go straight to her family and make your intentions known. Now, making your intentions known is very important because one day, if the need arises and they say, who is he? We don't know him. Somebody can say, no, we know him. When our sister was alive, he came here. Do you know that in Enuani here, where I am from, this part of Igbo land, if a woman has lived in her husband's house, sometimes 60 years, 70 years, some women can be married for as much as 70 years, 60 years. When they die, they are even eventually returned to their father's house. Yes, they are returned to their father's house for burial. That is when they will ask their children, who are you? What is your name? Say, my name is Michael. Michael, have you ever been to this place? He said, no. And your mother is from here? He says, yes. So where are you going to bury your mother? He doesn't even know. That particular culture teaches men not to disregard the family their mother was married from. Because by that time, the husband will have been dead. And the husband doesn't participate much in the burial of his wife because husbands are usually older than wife. And in our culture, we don't bury who we are older than. It is people younger than us that will bury us, not people older than us. So that son will have to answer a lot of questions. Some of the sons who are wives will build a house for their mother in her home, in her father's house. So you see that culture of people saying that Igbo culture is misogynistic and it doesn't respect women. It's very funny. Our culture respects and appreciates women. Okay? So a man will go to his mother's house, roll on nail, so that if she dies, they will have a place to bury her. Also in our culture, if you never built a house, if they bring back your corpse from mortuary anywhere, they will keep it outside under the sun. So when you hear that Igbo culture preaches that people go to their village to build a house, it is for their own good. They are not trying to show off. When that man eventually dies, it is in that house that they will keep the man until they finish digging the grave, because we don't dig grave before seeing a dead body. We must see a dead body. Conduct cultural rites to try to revive that person. We call it Iyogo. If that person fails to revive, that is when we can now declare that no Kenye Weli. That is even the point where people are allowed to start crying. Nobody cries when they hear that somebody is dead, because As far as I can tell you, as young as I am, I have seen people that they cried that they were dead and they later came back. They didn't die. So when we hear that somebody died, they will first of all go and do iyogo to try to revive that person. We have that cultural prowess to revive a dead person. Yes, they do it as a mock revival. Most times it doesn't work because the person is already dead, but they must do it. It's our culture to try to revive a dead person. If they try those cultural means and it doesn't work, they will now declare that the person is dead. Then you are now allowed to cry. Then they can now select a group of people who can go and start digging the grave. At that moment, all the people older than that person will disappear because you don't bury somebody you are older than. That is our own Igbo culture. You cannot drink water there. You cannot eat food there. You cannot participate. You cannot contribute to the funeral of somebody you are older than. That is our culture. So what am I saying here? The essence of this video or this message to you is this. If you are an Igbo person, male or female, and you are cohabiting with a girl, I don't know how to describe you. If live is better than you. Learn this today. Anything can happen. That anything can happen can be something that will keep you in prison. I have been to detention. I have seen people detained illegally. Your own is not going to be illegally. It is going to be legally because somebody is cohabiting with you. Chidera Madu is lucky that he is not in cell as we speak. Because you have to thoroughly explain how somebody you were cohabiting with just suddenly died. They said she had a fibroid. They did the operation and it wasn't successful. It was successful, and 2 days after the person died. And now you're soliciting for funds to give the person a befitting burial. How do you give befitting burial to a person who died at the age of 30 or 35 or 40 or 50? You don't give such people befitting burial because the person died young, and it's an abomination for people to die young. At least in my culture, it's an abomination for people to die young. We don't die anyhow. Death is inevitable, yes. But when somebody dies young, they first of all go and check what happened. Because it is alo. When you hear them crying, they will be saying, Alu Emel, Alu Emel, Alu Emel, an abomination has happened. What is that abomination? That somebody died at a young age. It's important to know this. So we don't do funeral for people who died at a very young age. That is elaborate funeral. It's just a very small funeral, a funeral that depicts, that shows that you are clearly in pains. Not befitting burial where people will do celebration, you do skits, do videos and then edit and go and post on social media. That's not how we do. So this message is for our young people, our young Igbo boys and Igbo girls. Yes, we're in a generation Z. Yes, we're in a different time and era, but please, some things are still very, very sacrosanct. Things like life. Life is very sacred to Igbo. Life is very, very sacred to Igbo. They don't joke with it. Each in one school, in a university, because in the university is where it is most rampant. In the university, you see boys and girls living together. You date a girl for 1 week or 2 weeks. She comes this weekend to stay in your house, comes another weekend to stay in your house. The upper weekend, she leaves a few things in your house. Before you know it, she refuses to go back to her hostel. When it's time for her to renew her rent, she refuses to renew her rent. And she starts staying with you. You see people cohabit from 200 level to 500 level. Just like husband and wife. Within this period, the young girl will have known how many times she did abortion. If in one of these processes she dies, I pity you, the boy. I pity you, the boy. If something like that happens to you, it is important that you ask questions. People who such things have happened to, how they wriggled out of it. Many of them are still in detention. They couldn't even graduate from the university. I'm talking of university because it is most rampant in the university. People don't see it as anything bad. Nine girl. They will even be twinning. They'll be sewing clothes using the same material. You would think they are husband and wife in the university. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Maybe you went to school in those olden days when life was still okay. I went to school. I graduated from the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, in 2017, just yesterday here, just close to 10 years ago. I saw this firsthand. All through my university days, I wore a wedding ring as if I was wedded. I wasn't married. Just trying to ward some things off because I understood this. So what happened to this our brother Chidera is a lesson for everybody who is involved in such nonsense. If you're cohabiting with a girl or you're dating a girl, go and know where her family is, who are her parents. They're not asking for money from you. You just need to know them for your own good, not for their own good. And they are not forcing you to come and marry their child. No. What is forcing you to come and marry their child at all? If eventually their daughter has a child for you and you fail to come and marry her, good luck. You have donated sperm. You have added a child to the family of the girl. They will so welcome the child. In my hometown, they will welcome that child so well. Nobody ever dares to call that child a bastard. If you use that word, you will regret it forever. That is the kind of hometown that I am from. So nobody is forcing you to come and marry a girl. But if you have the mind to, in the first place, start cohabiting with a woman, go and know her hometown. In case there is ever a need for you to go back to them. I'm sure this young boy is avoiding them, disgracing the family of the girl who died online. You want them to pay transport and come to Lagos to meet you up to help you to conduct the funeral of a girl you have been cohabiting with. You are mad. Bury that girl in Lagos and see the consequences that will come from it. If he decides to bury that girl in Lagos and the family decides to go for him, not legally, most of those people in the village don't do legal things. Chidera Amado, if you're seeing this video or somebody who likes you shares this video to you, have your bath, wear your cloth, call a few of your friends, land in Akwa Ibom State, trace this girl's hometown, go to her family and tell them what happened to their daughter. Then they can tell you what next steps to take. If it is to marry her that they want, marry her, bury her, do these things secretly and go back to your house and have your peace. Next time, if you see a girl walking on the road, say hello. If you want to marry the girl, go to her family. If you don't want to, ensure that you don't cohabit with girl that you don't know her left from her right. Some of these people are even ghosts. Some of them are sick with terminal sicknesses. Not the ones that scare you with HIV and all other STDs and you think you can evade them by wearing condoms. No. Some of these people are sick. Some are carrying curses with them. Know who. It is in your best interest to know who you're passing the night with. Not even nights this time. These people have spent years together. And then suddenly the girl dies and you remember she has no responsible family. She's not from a responsible family, but you found her responsible enough to spend nights, to spend weeks, to spend years in the same roof with. Ụmụ Igbo, ka anyị jikwanụ nke a wee mụrụ ife. It is important that we learn from people's mistakes. It is important that we learn from people's mistakes. Very, very important. I know a few people that I went to the university with who did not come back from the university. And I have mentioned the name of my university. I'm very certain that if you go back there today, the rate at which people were cohabiting will have tripled. Cohabiting was a normal thing in my university days. Normal thing. I have female slipperses that I keep outside my door. If I on-gen and you want to come and plug your phone, you already see that there's a female there. There was no female. It is me that has those slipperses. When I on-gen, when I connect electricity to any hostel where I live, I connect to my neighbor. If you knock on my door, you want to charge phone, I point you to my neighbor's house. You go there and plug your phone. I didn't entertain all those madness. It would have distracted me because nobody sent me to the university. I sent myself to school. So I was focused on getting the results that sent me to school. I sponsored myself to the university, so I know what I was doing. Those people who had parents who were pushing money to them, who were cohabiting with girls, living like married men and women in school, I wasn't in their category. They had who was beating the drums for them. I didn't have anybody beating any drums for me. I did all that because I knew my pulse and where I was coming from. But you, I don't want you to do it because even if you have the means, just have this wisdom. If anything happens to the girl you are cohabiting with, you will know that there is law in Nigeria. This one you say that Nigeria is a very lawless place. It is not lawless. So if they apply the law to you, you will understand that Nigeria is the most lawful place you can ever live in. Just let that law not hold you. You are not married to a girl. You don't even know her family. You don't know her hometown. You have spent years in the same roof with this girl. What is her life expectancy? What is her health status? You don't know. The only thing you know is that you have sex every night. And she gets pregnant and both of you decides whether we keep it or we don't keep it. After all, we're in school. Let's remove it, Joe. Sometimes she may not even tell you. She'll just go and remove it. You think it's menstrual period. If this girl dies, if this girl dies, I pity you. And some of you think marriage is very expensive, therefore they don't want to get married. I remember helping my brother to get married to one of my brothers to get married to his wife. I didn't spend more than 20,000 naira. That was in perhaps 2009. 2009. 2009. I didn't spend more than 20,000 naira. Right now, you will still not spend more than 200,000 naira. I'm not saying you should go and do elaborate ceremony. If you want to do elaborate ceremony, that is your business. You have money, you want to show off. But the necessary thing you need to do to get married to an Igbo girl, if you are a serious-minded person, it may not take you more than 200, 500,000 naira. The most important things that you need to do. In my own hometown, the bride price was 210 naira. Some collect 20,000 now, but it is 210 naira. 210 naira, Saba is 50 naira. This is how it is in most parts of this western parts of Igbo land. That is why when we see somebody who wants to go and get married in the other side of Igbo land, that is the eastern part, we will say, na you sabi o. If they bill you, nobody will bring out money. You will say, yes, I am ready to pay. We will go. Some of them are quite expensive. But there's no family that will be so insensitive that you cannot negotiate with. You can negotiate with them. After all your discussion, even if it's in BC, after all your discussion, you pay. This is what I have. They don't kill somebody that says this is what I have or this is what I can afford. Sometimes they can say, if you are not ready, you should go. When you're ready, you come back. You people will joke and laugh about it. That is the beauty of you trying to know your in-laws and they are trying to know you. It is not only in Igbo culture. It is so in Luo culture, far away Kenya. It is so in most other cultures. You have to interact with your in-laws and get to know them in this negotiation. So, young man, young boy, young girl, young woman, the person you're cohabiting with, go and make sure that both of you are legally bounded. Whether by court or that one is even fine. You can get married in court. Some people are this stupid. They'll go and get legally married in court. But traditionally, nobody knows the two of them. Important thing for you to do is to go to the family of the girl you're living with. Let her tell them with her mouth this is the man that I want to marry, or this is the man that I'm living with. We are not ready to get married now, but in the next 2 years we will come. They say, okay, no problem. Now we know him, he's our son. I will be calling you our in-law. You will do a few things and go home. They have known you. It is different from you coming from nowhere and telling them that my name is so person. Your daughter is dead. That is why I'm sure that boy doesn't want to come to Akwa Ibom State. He's scared for his life, for mistake that he made that was avoidable. Mistake that you who is watching this video can also avoid. Ask that girl today, I want to go and know your family. If she says she doesn't have a family, no problem. Take it down. Snap it and keep. If she says her father is dead, her mother is dead, her uncles are wicked, her aunties are evil, don't even come to her hometown, you will die. That is a red flag for you, young man. How do you want to marry somebody that their family is already in disarray from an evil family? Okay, her family is evil. She is the good one. I don't know how people reason. No? Somebody tells me that her family is evil, her uncles are wicked, her parents were killed by her uncles, and I want to marry you. You're already from an evil family. So please, thank you. I want to take time to appreciate the people who have been commenting here. Let it not look like I'm not saying it. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Eh? Everyone who is watching the video, people who have commented. John Carlos says, keep it up. Thank you so much. John Carlos says, hi. John, how are you? It's nice to see you. Thank you so much. Keep up what you're doing for Igbo. We are proud of you. Thank you so much. Ude Austin. Ude Austin sounds like somebody from my hometown. Rita says, good morning. Rita, thank you so much. God bless you. Eh? And then Rita says, you are very, very correct. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate. Kings, that's King's Fashion World says, God bless you, my brother. Bless you too, one. So, Biko no Igbo. My message is very clear and simple. You see, I looked also very simple. I did not go and wear a native and red cap and bead and offer in my hand to say it. I am a young person like you, and I am sending you this message as a youth. We are talking heart to heart as young people, and I'm telling you to please, Biko, as na onye ndị ilo gbara gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche, safeguard yourself as a young person, save your future. If you have time, if there's a correctional facility in your area, go and visit them so that you see how prison looks like. You cannot have somebody's child in your house 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Some of you even have 2 or 3 children. Hey, God of mercy. Hey, God of mercy. If anything happens to that girl, you will smell your anus. You know what they call that somebody smells? You will smell your anus. Your eyes will see your ear. So please, let us be wise. Let us be wise. These things are totally avoidable. Totally avoidable. Whatsoever is avoidable is something you can do, you can avoid. Unless something is unavoidable. But this one is totally avoidable. How do you explain that you are living in the same house with somebody? You don't know their parents, they don't know you. You don't know any of their siblings, the siblings don't know you. You don't even know their hometown, you don't know their home state. What you just know is that you saw a girl in Lagos, she's very fine. And both of you vibe like you always say, and you have chemistry. And you start cohabiting, start having sex, start bearing children. You know what it takes to enter the theater to deliver a child and come out. Eh? Even if you have all the money in the world. If all the money in the world can save children, people like Cristiano Ronaldo would not have this is not mockery, I'm just saying things the way they are, will not have one of his children die. I didn't fancy. Please, 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 save your head. To the student who is watching this, I was also a student like you. I know the temptation. I was not just a student, I was one of the best students in my set. Not my department or my faculty. In my set. I know the pressure that comes to you. It came to me as well. You can surmount it. Don't cohabit with any girl. Oh. If you are cohabiting with a girl ever, if you ever have to do so, be prepared that you want to marry. Go and know her people. Let the people know you. You have saved yourself one step of stress in case anything happens. People die natural death. Somebody can go to sleep at night. You both of you discussed. You didn't quarrel. She wasn't sick. You wake up the next morning, she's gone. What do you do next? You go to the police, or you go to the school, or you go to the hostel and say somebody died here. First thing the police will do is, who is living with the girl? What did she eat at night? Before you know it, they pick you up, put you in detention, and start investigation. This investigation can take 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. They say it's awaiting trial. You will be awaiting it there till you die. Shattering the dreams of your parents who sent you to school. This message is for boys and girls. Girl, if your parents give you money for hostel, go and pay for your hostel. Stop looking for which boy to hang with. Stop wasting your destiny. You have equal chances to succeed in life as that boy. Nothing limits you as a girl. Whatsoever that boy can do to make it, you can also do it to make it. There's no limitation. Both of you are in class together. They give you the same exam questions. There's no different question for girls or different question for boys. Life challenges comes to a man and a woman equally. You can make it. Stop looking for which boy to hang on. A boy that has not even found his feet. A boy who, when they ask him to bring money, calls his father or mother, and you're going to his house to cohabit with him. All in the name that both of you are in school and you are in love. Ask that boy, if you are a girl, ask that boy to come to your hostel and live with you for 2 weeks and see if shame will let him do so. But you shamelessly abandoned your own hostel, stopped paying hostel fee, sold your property and moved in with some in a boy's house because you want to hold on to him. The moment he graduates from the university, he's gone. He's going for service in Kano. You're going to Lagos. When you get to Lagos, you see people better than him. He sees people better than you. Both of you move on. By that time, you will have done 12 abortions and damaged yourself in the name of that I had one boy in school. Some will say some of these things work. Now they later end up getting married. What is the percentage? Check it yourself. All the people you knew that were dating when you were in school and cohabiting and doing rubbish, how many of them got married eventually? Please, not really because of marriage, but because of your own safety. Igbo. It is wisdom that we are renowned for. I pray that your own bag of wisdom doesn't tear and that you use it to accumulate and gather enough wisdom to know that cohabiting with a girl you don't know her family background is like you are casting a shadow, a dark shadow on your destiny. It's not spiritual though. What I'm telling you is very practical and physical. Very practical, very physical. Don't end up in jail. Don't end up like a national embarrassment like this our brother Chidera Amado, who is currently seeking for money to give befitting burial. When he first posted that the girl was dead, I didn't even watch the video, I just skipped by. Everybody thought it was a prank. When Odera died, everybody also thought it was a prank. This is the caliber of young people we have these days, that when they are saying something serious, you don't take them serious. You think it's a joke. It took more than 5 different videos from different people for people to start believing that Odera Nwobu is dead. People thought it was a prank. The same thing when this Chidera Amadu came out to look like somebody whose goat was stolen and said that this girl, Sunshine Thomas, is dead. Nobody believed him. They thought it was a prank. He was looking for likes. They were saying, it's a prank, it's a prank. It's a prank, it's a prank. The girl is dead. This is the caliber of young people who joke with anything and everything. Some even fake their own death. That particular Odera had faked his own death before as well. So please, Igbo, let us know when to be serious and when to joke, when to laugh and when to play. Please, we have to be very, very serious. There are some things we must never joke with. Never. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, as when uche kweja atakara atakudo nnu n'ime, let us use wisdom to eat this particular akara in order to taste the salt in it. We have said this word enough. I don't think it should be overflowed. Ugonna says, you are speaking the truth, but some people are badly brought up and without morals. Very bad way to live. My brother, that is just the truth. How it starts is this. You see a young girl in the school that you like, probably your department. That one is the worst. Maybe you're the same department with you or another department. You see a young girl in school that you like. If it's school, both of you exchange phone numbers and you start talking. Hang out a few times. The girl likes you like her. She visits your hostel, sees that you are living in a comfortable place. She comes this weekend on Friday after lecture, stays Friday night, Saturday night. On Sunday morning, both of you go to church together. Go to fellowship. They usually call them fellowship. They go to fellowship together. They do the same thing on Friday, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Before you know it, this girl starts coming to your place because she will go to lecture from your place that Sunday. Some of them live in school hostels. So, that one is even the hostel, they will say is not comfortable for them anymore. Before you know it, you start cohabiting with a girl. You get married practically. So anything you're buying when you're coming back from holiday, you are buying it two, because you are married now in school. It doesn't end in cohabitation. I know 3 people in my own level that got married practically from this means. They didn't just want to get married, they started having children, and then I have no option that to get married. What if when the person went to give birth to one of these children and the person dies? How do you explain this? What do you think will happen to you? So this is just what I'm pleading, that we have this wisdom. We have this wisdom, sorry, excuse me. You have this wisdom as young people to avoid such, using the example of what has happened to one of us. I usually tell us this story. Mbeku kpọkọm ụmụ atọ gbajụọ wee bụ ka ị ga-eme ka unu nwere uche. He asked the first one, nwa m ka ị ga-eme ka ị nwere uche, nke a sị na nye mee onwere uche. Ọ jụọ the second one, ka ị ga-eme ka ị nwere uche, nke a sị na nye mee onwere uche dịka nwene. Ọ jụọ the third one said, nye mee umune ya nwere uche, that something must not happen to him before he learns his lesson. If something happens to his siblings, he will learn from it. That is it. You don't wait until it happens to you. What is happening to this Chidera? I don't think he ever imagined that it will happen. A young girl full of life. Just in the space of 1 week or 2 weeks, she's dead. So please, 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 and please, let's take this wisdom home. If this is your first time of coming across any of our videos, please do well to subscribe to our channel. Double tap on this video to give it thumbs up. Share to your audience. I want people to learn from this. When men make mistake, you learn. You don't only criticize. You pick the lessons from it. Because it can be you. If you are also wise that it cannot be you, it can be any of your loved ones. Thank you, my brother. Nat from Newi. Thank you, my brother. It's nice to have you on board. So, biko no Igbo. Let's spread this knowledge and wisdom. When you also see people involved in this, talk to them. I have a friend who is from Umbise. That time when I was in school, he was cohabiting with another girl from Umbise. Before we got to final year, both of them had broken up. As we speak now, the young boy is not married. I don't know if the girl is married now, but man, there are so many of them that I've seen. I lived in Eziobodo, in Ghana, about 40. And I saw with my eyes young girls, some of them involved in all kinds of illegality. These are people that will end up being somebody's wife tomorrow. While you are in the university, just know that there's a life after school. This is for Igbo youths. That's why I specifically mentioned in the title that this is for youth. There's a life after university. What I'm telling you is not gospel of Jesus Christ or anything. No, 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 no. I'm telling you practical life experiences and how our culture values chastity. There's a life after the university, and you have to think that through. If you destroy yourself because you are in the university, university of how many years? Maybe some of you studied for 4 years. People like us did 6 years in the university. There are some that do 7 years in the university. I did 6 years. Some of you do just 4 years and you have destroyed yourself in 4 years, whether as a boy or as a girl. Some boys involved in drug addiction that they can never come out from in life. Some involve themselves in all kinds of immorality, cultism, all kinds of rubbish that they can never come out from again in just 4 years. Minus 4 years from 80 years, you have 76 years. Some of you have minimum 76 years to live, and you have damaged that 76 years because of 4 years. Well, this is all that I have to say. And I'm pleading with you to please, if this message has touched you, double tap on the video to give it thumbs up. If you are not yet a subscriber, go and subscribe and share this to your audience. And I will see you in our next live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Do have a pleasant day. Thank you to everyone who stayed on here live with me to ensure that this video had viewership. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. God bless you. And do have a very pleasant day. Chukwu gozie unu o ụmụ Igbo. Biko, double tap on the video to give it thumbs up and also share. Thank you, everyone.